And we did have some big developments in his counsel. Actually, this morning we found out that he dropped one of his attorneys, Drew Findling, and is now having Stephen Sadow represent him. And Sadow confirmed that he will be traveling with the former president to the Fulton County Jail. And we see Donald Trump getting off of the plane right now. Jennifer, you could take it from here. He's walking down the steps.
Yeah, Faith, as we mentioned earlier, we are on the opposite side of this plane, so we actually don't have a vantage that I can see personally of the former president deplaning, but we do see a lot of folks with their cell phones up and people who are waiting on the tarmac to greet him. Once again, we do know that Atlanta police have shut down this roadway leading up to Signature Air. People are having to turn around and go in the direction from which they came. We also see lots of media outlets that are across the street from Signature Air anticipating and waiting for that motorcade to depart. We see a large group of folks now walking away from that plane. We presume that that does include the former president. We're seeing him possibly between in this group. And it looks as if they are heading to Jennifer, these vehicles right now, and this will likely begin that motorcade process. Yes, Faith?
Okay, if you can hear me, I just wanted to give you from our vantage point. So President Trump walked down the steps. He did get into one of those black SUVs, so they should be departing momentarily, just to give you an update, just because I know that you all are seeing it from the other side of the plane. So the former president is in one of those SUVs.
Yeah, and we did see a large group of folks heading towards them. And again, we will anticipate that very soon those vehicles will take off. And again, as I mentioned, that does include a Atlanta Airport emergency crew vehicle. It's bright neon colors. And then there are also some Atlanta police vehicles that are included as well that we believe will be part of this motorcade. We also mentioned that there's a series of motorcycles. We see law enforcement members standing by on them closer to the entrance of Signature Air. And so we anticipate that once that motorcade does begin to start making its way to the entrance, that those motorcycles will either lead and end this motorcade once it begins its route out to Fulton County Jail.
All right.
And we're seeing that again. That's what you see right there on your screen.
All right, Jennifer, thank you. If you are joining us right now, former President Trump's plane landed at Hartsfield-Jackson about 5 minutes after 7 o'clock. And about 10 minutes later, he was able to deplane. And from the time that he exited the aircraft to the time that he got into the SUV, took about a minute. He paused briefly, gave a thumbs up to those who were cheering him on, and now we are seeing the result of all of this. Tracy Emekpier is live right now at Hartsfield-Jackson. She has an excellent vantage point as she has seen this motorcade make its way toward Rice Street in downtown Atlanta. Tracy?
That's right. I'm actually going to step out of the way right now so you can see the motorcade as it leaves here from Atlanta Hartsfield. You can see plenty of police presence in front, and former President Donald Trump is presumably in one of these vehicles right here behind. We're watching him landed about 14 minutes ago, deplaned, and now is in this motorcade headed to the Fulton County Jail. Of course, the jail is about 14 miles away from here, so typically that takes about 30 minutes. Of course, with roads being closed off, that time could be different. Take a look. We know that President Donald Trump is in one of these vehicles leaving. Of course, they have plenty of security in front and behind all afternoon. There's been Atlanta police here, Secret Service, Georgia State Police, all waiting in anticipation of the plane landing. Of course, it did land. It is now headed right now to the Fulton County Jail. Of course, we have crews here. We also have crews there at the jail and crews along the way. We'll bring you the very latest as it comes. We're actually going to jump in and try to follow the motorcade right now, so we're sending it back to you in the studio.